Hey, it looks like we are live. So welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be building a preprocessor. So basically, I'll explain my needs. So if I go into the text, so this is my assembly, right? So if we look in the fib.tasm, this is Fibonacci, right? Basically, here we push the value that we want. But it'd be nice if we could do something like define the number of iterations and then whatever value you want, and then just place n in there, and then that will then we have something that goes through, scans it, and then replaces n with 60 essentially. So that is what I'm hoping to implement, as well as being able to include files, because then it makes it a whole lot more powerful, because we not only have constants such as what I just showed, but then we can also include files from other places, so we can sort of build up a standard library as well. So that is going to be very useful. So it is going to be a separate tool from the virtual machine and the assembler and all that, but it's not going to be, but it's going to be used for that. Yeah. So I will actually go ahead and make a directory for that. So yeah. So it's going to be called TIP or Titanium Preprocessor. Yeah. So let's just get let's see. So yeah. So include. So I'm going to extend it, or not extend it. I'm going to, let's see, how can I phrase this? I'm going to basically set it up to be a header-only library. So then that way it can be just included in my project. I also would like it to be general enough that I can use this for any programming language or something that would need a preprocessor in the future. Yeah, so I'll just write a simple hello world. And we'll make sure everything is working. So let me build.sh and set that, and GCC, enable the warnings, and there we go. So we'll run that, and we have main, and it should print hello world. There we go. Okay, so let me clear that. So basically what we need to do to start is read a file to a buffer. So I think we can just make a function for that. So basically read file to buffer, and we'll need a file name, and that should be all that we need. Maybe perhaps we should accept the buffer. No, it's fine, or as an argument, but that's all right. So let's see. So I forget exactly the syntax to do this. I think I can just look it up. Read file to buffer and see. So basically, yeah, we just need to. There's a good example somewhere here. Alright, yeah. So we need to just open it. Thing. Cart of. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Not sure how exactly to pronounce it, but thank you for following. I appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, we just need to open the file. So this is actually file name. And we're writing. Hey, oh, no problem. Okay. Glad that is not a problem. I'm very bad at pronouncing things. Yeah. File. Well, we're gonna do if file equals null, then we will just not. Okay. Yeah. Then we'll just exit error and error file not found. And yeah, so that should be good. And then we'll know that the file's not found. So error handling, proper error handling. Yeah, so that's not exactly the way I was thinking about doing it. Basically where you FC to the end of the file. I actually do that in Tim in the Lexer. Let's see. Open file, yeah, right here. So perhaps I could just copy this function exactly, because it is pretty much exactly what we want. So yeah, copy it, and then yeah. Oops. Okay, maybe that won't work. That's not right. All right. The copy paste buffers don't work exactly. But yeah, this basically shows what we want to do. Actually, we need to exit here as well. This is what we're trying to do. So current equals that, and then, yeah, we seek to the end, and that's the length, actually. Yeah. And I don't actually have a length. We should probably pass that. That's probably, or we could return that. No. Yeah. So we'll just get past the length. And yeah. Town, file. Yep. And actually we need to, whoops. So yeah, we're basically just doing the exact same thing here, but the copy paste is not working. And I forgot a comma here. Okay, so then, yeah, current is, now we have the side. And then, yeah, that's kind of confusing, actually. I think I should, can I do something like that? Or is it better to, more like that? Because it looks kind of weird with the double star. I think that's probably better. Yeah, and then just read it. In the file, and then if that didn't work, then hey there, Anthony Slab, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Should I exit after this? Because that means I couldn't read it. So I feel like that should be an exit. So actually, I'm gonna modify it. Vim, very cool. Yes, Vim is quite cool. I'm not GigaChat enough to use Emacs, but yeah, I feel like I should F-close here though before we exit, just since it's open. Yeah. C, very cool. Yes, love C. Well, I guess there it doesn't actually open it, right? Because it didn't work. So, but here it did open, so we do want to F-close here. And this I need to provide it, checking off all the boxes. Anthony Slab, thank you for following. I appreciate that. What other boxes are there to check though? You know, that we have the C and the Vim. Arch Linux. I think the only thing better than that would be Debian. Debian or Arch, I'm not sure. Yeah. So what other boxes are there? That's an interesting thing to think. Yes. Okay, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, so then we are all good. So we can return the current, and we do need to F-close, because this needs to be an exit. So that should be good, and now we should be able to open a file. So, yeah, we can just do buffer equals read file to buffer, and we'll pass test, and that's what we'll call it, and then just a length variable. So, in length. Actually, this needs to be a pointer here. Tiling window manager. Okay, so I'm using that. So that's cool. Awesome. It's not i3 or not i3. What's that? DWM. Yeah, one of the more normie ones, I guess. But yeah. Okay, so now we should probably set that to 0 to start. Just to be safe. Then if not buffer. How's DWM? I don't know. This is not DWM. This is awesome. I guess it doesn't say it. It's awesome window manager. I've not used DWM before. I would like to try it as well. Yeah. I was scared of it when I set up my PC for some reason, so that's why I went with awesome instead. But next time I set up, like when I reinstall or whatever, I'm gonna probably try DWM. Yeah. So if not buffer, then we just have an error. So. Still a bit scared of it. Can be scared, but I use i3. I haven't used that one either. I've only used Awesome, and I think I used Qtile in like a virtual machine at one point. But yeah, pretty much I've stuck to Awesome. Error reading file. Yeah, so that shouldn't happen because we do return it, but so now we should be able to basically just print the button, making me want to stream again. Well, I I quite enjoy streaming. I think it is rather fun, and it's very good learning experience. You know, where you're explaining what you're doing. Uh, I do enjoy it. Okay, and I didn't include some stuff. Food STD with. Alright, looks like that's it. Yep, there we go. So now we can run that, and finally I found that. That is good. Okay, so the errors are working. Yeah. So basically, what we want. Right now I'm going to be working on constants, which is the idea, or which is what we want right now. So just something like that, and then it will expand. And then just push N, and then print. So that's sort of what we want to, and then we want to expand it. We can basically just get rid of that entirely. Maybe just keep a new line there, and then this becomes 10. That's what we want. Yes. So, yeah. All right, so let's build that again. I don't think I need to do that actually. And if we run that, and there we go. So it does. Let's see. We don't actually want to do this. It seems that yeah, we did not actually set we need to do length -1, I believe. This reminds me. I'm working on a lang with a small team, like a programming language. You mean? Okay. Yeah, I think I need to do length -1. I think it's just reading one too far. Yeah, there we go. Want to link to the repo? Yeah, that would be quite cool. Very interested in like compilers and virtual machines and sort of just programming language development. I'm new to it, but it is quite fun. Yes, hard too sometimes. All right, so now we can read the buffer, so that is good. So I think I will actually initialize the Git repository. All right, I will check out that link in just a moment. Let me just push this initial commit. Yeah. Initial commit, just reading a file to a buffer. And then, yeah, so I think I need to do this actually. Yeah. Then I'll just copy the URL right here and push. Push. And then, okay, and that should be up now. So, let's see. Let me make sure that worked, and then I will check out that link. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we are up there now. So I'll actually, someone wants to look at that as well. So let me take a look at this link that you sent. Shard, that is the name. An assembly-inspired sequential programming language. Okay, really early stage. So let me see. How 4 commits? Okay. Let's see. All right, so October 11th. All right. If you like this concept, then please help out. Okay. Keeps overall spirit of assembly with some higher level syntax and feature. There was more. Jump anywhere, anytime. Alright, no safety. I do like that sometimes. Most of the time, I guess. Learn type system. Simple standard library. Okay. So disclaimers. This language is meant to be used for a serious project. Alright. Drastic changes. It's awfully unsafe. Alright, let's look at some examples. Theoretical examples. So label puts hello world, return. Okay, Fibonacci. So did the classic remove RF get. Okay, alright. So let me see what works on it. Oh, it's Rust. Okay. I've used Rust a little, but I'm not all the way into it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so how far along is it right now? Like, what can it compile? Since this is just theoretical for now. Yeah. Oh, a website as well. That's cool. Alright, getting started. Okay, there's nothing on the getting started. Yeah, so here's the fib. So, yeah. Alright, so it's a little bit different from the one here. Okay. Currently we're working on the parser. Okay, so let me take a look at that. It's in here. Parser. One on the website is old. Okay. So Alright, so there's nothing in the parser RS right now. I have to update that thing. Um, yeah. It's good to have consistency among the documentation sources. Yeah, so here's the tokens. Okay. This is definitely interesting, and um Jordan M followed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, but this is quite interesting. I like the idea, like a higher level assembly, a high level, low level assembly, if you will. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start that. The link is already in the chat, actually, so if someone wants to check it out who's watching, yeah. So I will actually take a look at that, and I'll probably download the source code and go through it a little bit. But right now, I'll get back to working on this, and I'll do that another time. I might do a stream going through it as well. That could be fun. Yeah. So I can read the file now. So now basically we need to sort of lex it, though it's not exactly lexing it. Basically we're gonna read through and we're gonna check when we have a specific character, which is the @ symbol, and then anything on that line, we're gonna do a few different things depending on what it is. So it's higher level, but lets you go down and get register level control. Yes, I do like that. It is very, very interesting project. Okay, yeah. So, what do I need? What do I need to do? So, let's see, I need a function. And I'm going to take a buffer. And then, that's all we need for now. Yeah, so I'll keep it as that. So, basically what we're doing is, a pass-through. I don't know that that's necessarily the best term, but I'll call it that for now, and then I'll change the name once it's expanded more. So basically, we want to go through each character. So, index. So we'll have a current index, and then indentation got a little messed up. There we go. So then, basically, one of the people called me out yesterday for shilling it too much. Well, I think it's cool. So I mean, nothing wrong with advertising a little bit a cool project. Just don't overdo it. But yeah, I mean that's fine sharing it here, and I'm definitely interested in it. So yeah, so buffer index. It's not equal that. Do we actually have that at the end of the line? It should, because it's a string. Yeah. Then yeah, so we'll just print for now. We'll just print the character, and we'll make sure it's all working, each individual character at a time. Yeah. So then we'll just do pass buffer, and I'll make sure that is working. All right. Here's some. Oh yeah, this needs to be a character actually, not the string. I can type. All right, and we run that, and it goes forever because I didn't iterate in that. So quite important to do that actually. And there we go. So that seems to work properly. So now we can compare the current index. Current index equals @ Then we'll just print @ and that should work. Yeah. So we'll know that we're there. Just like to make sure that it works. All right. So we do have that, and it's just one @ and that is what we have. So now we need to check immediately following that what the word is following. Here, I can close out of this now. I don't need that. So let me see. So basically, how experienced are you with C? Well, so with C specifically, I was kind of on and off with it before. I never really learned it up until about 2 months ago or so when I started streaming. I decided I'm going to actually learn C. So not super experienced. I'm pretty new. So if I make a lot of mistakes, I do apologize for that. But yeah, but in the last 2 months, I've basically been programming only in C, and it's now my favorite language. So yes, yeah, that is it. I started with C. I don't know. I feel like starting with C, if you stick with it, it's good. It can be a little confusing, but I think it does make it easier in the long run. Getting familiar with the lower level concepts at first, and then as you move to the higher level things, you understand how they're working. So I do think that can be good, a good thing to start with C. I was going to include something up there, but I don't know. Yeah, I need a bool. H. Okay. So yeah, basically we're going to return a below here. I think you can, yeah. So this is going to be, actually, are we gonna, I still don't get 90% of the higher level stuff. You don't get it, like you don't understand it, or you don't get what the point of it is. I'll just make it an int for now, actually, so I can get rid of the, I'll leave it for now. Alright, so basically what we're gonna do here is we're going to generate word, or get word, I suppose. Get word. Haven't learned it yet. Okay. Yeah. Well, most of it is just kind of like garbage collection and stuff. It's not really, you learn it. It's, well, it's learning to not do stuff, basically. Which is an interesting thought. Yeah, so I think we can just pass the buffer and the index. Actually, this can, we can just return index at the end, I believe. Return index, and then while is alpha after index. Yeah. So then we will do index plus plus. Okay, and here we'll call this function, and we'll do index equals get word. Actually, we want to return the word. So let me, instead of this, this will be that, and this can be index plus equals 1, like that, and we'll return, we will return the word. So we'll create a word here. Can it be null to start? We'll do something like that. That's 4. I think that's how long the keywords are going to be. Basically, we're going to have two different keywords that it could be. So it could be at def or at int. So actually, that's only 3. So that, yeah, we'll do 4 because of the null. All right, so get word. We'll pass the buffer and the index, and this is going to be a word, actually. So I'm going to generate a word. So yeah, like I said, this will be either def or import. Yeah, so, alright, and we'll do int word size equals 0. We'll do word size, like in type, equals is alpha, buffer index. And then word size plus plus. Alright, so then that should set the word properly. And then at the end of this, we're actually going to do word size equals equals that, so that we know it's the n. Okay. So now that should generate the word properly. So if we print the word here, assuming I didn't do anything wrong, which I almost definitely did. So, all right, yes. So this needs to be just like that. Buffer is set but not used. Do I not use that? I do use that. This needs to be dereferenced. Alright, and C type.h, alright. That's fair. And I don't need the rules right now, so I will remove that. Like virtual constructors, dependency injection, multiple dispatch. What is all that crazy stuff? I don't know. All I know is C. That's the joke. Yeah. Okay, overflow from int to character. Yeah, so actually this is a problem. We don't want to do that. We want to do that. I'm not sure. I guess I was just reading that. Alright, so now run this. It doesn't get anything. So we need to iterate it actually here. So index plus plus. And then we want to run through that. There we go. So we did actually get it. So, and if I put imp and then something random, it is not going to work exactly how I want, but so we do get the whole thing. Okay, yeah. So basically, these are the only two supported things, and that did work. So now we just need to check if it's one of these. Then, if it has virtual in the name, you know it's going to get crazy. That's true. Virtual machines, virtual reality, all that fun stuff, crazy stuff. Yeah. So import, and this would be a file name. Yes. Okay. Let's see. So Yeah, I'll deal with just this right now. So we can get that. So then we're gonna check if string comparison word, and I will have to include string.h, is def equals 0. Then yeah, else. For now, we'll just do else unexpected keyword word. Yeah, and we'll exit 1, and this needs to be standard error. You don't need to print the word anymore. So here we'll just correct, and that should work. So yeah, I need a string.h. I knew that. That's why I said that. String.h. Okay. So correct. All right, and if we add one that is not correct, like dead, then whoops. Okay, unexpected keyword. All right, so that is actually perfect. So now we can do that, and then we need a hash map actually. So I am going to use for now I'm going to use this header only hash map library, which works very well. Whoops. But eventually I will implement my own. I just don't feel like doing that right now. Yes, so I will download this. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put hash map where the key is the name and then the value is whatever the value is. And then we'll be able to easily get that. So that is the idea. So if I can just grab hold of this, and then right here I can do something like that, I think. And there we go. Now we have hashmap.h. So we're gonna basically place that into the hashmap. Include hashmap.h. Okay, so actually we do need to get the file first, or get the values first. So we get the word. So yeah, so def is correct, and then we're gonna go to index++. Actually, here we should probably check if buffer index equals that, or buffer index equals null, then we'll just print an error. Error reached end of file, something like that. And yeah, okay, so because we want to make sure, and we should probably do the same thing here. So I think we can make this so void end EOF error. Yeah, so take the buffer index. Yeah, 4 spaces a tab. What is this? What's wrong with 4 spaces a tab? 3 spaces is better? 5 spaces? 20 spaces? I don't know. Yeah, so we need buffer and index. Yeah. 3 is obviously the correct amount. I suppose that is an opinion. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I guess it matters a lot, but yeah. So basically we'll just do the same thing that we're doing in here. We're just checking if it's the end of file. Whoops, that's too far. Go, and that should work. Yeah, so we'll just do EOF error, buffer and index, and then that should work. And we'll do that anywhere that we iterate that is not in there, because that sort of gets checked with that. Yeah, so then we check it, and if it's correct, yeah, so we can get rid of this printf. So now what we need to do is check the next character. So it's probably going to be, it should be white space. So we can just actually do, we can do index++ again. Yeah, should probably check that both times. Because we can't do plus equals 2 because that could go out of bounds and cause errors. Okay, so final error. So now it should be alpha. So we can probably generate a new word. So we can do, we're gonna do basically the same thing here. Except this is actually the definition. So Yeah, we can call it that. Get word buffer and index. So this, it will only support I should probably support underscores as well, but underscores or characters. Right now it doesn't support underscores, but that's super easy to add. Yeah, so that should get the def, and then we'll do the same thing that we did. I suppose. All right. We'll not that. So then basically we're going to place that into the hash map. So we do need to initialize a hash map. So how do we do that exactly? Yeah, just create hash map. So this will just be global because we're only going to have the one. And then I don't have to pass it through every function. Yeah, so we do need the initial size. And then yeah, just a hash map s hash map. This is not mine. This is actually a very nice one. What does the T in TASM stand for? Is TASM short for Tasmania? So basically, that is my virtual machine, which I can pull up here. It's called TIM, TIM, because it's Titanium Virtual Machine or Titanium Machine. I guess TIVM would be correct. And then we have Titanium Assembly, so that's the TASM. That's where the TASM comes from. Basically, it's the assembly for my virtual machine, which I do have some examples actually in here where you can look at it, and it's just sort of this assembly where you can push, and that is relevant to what I'm doing here because I'm making a preprocessor which I'll use in this so that I can include files and define constants and such. This is basically just the assembly, and this prints out the first 60 Fibonacci numbers. I think it's 60. Yeah, because that's the number. So that's basically what the TASM is. So the T is titanium, which it should be TIASM, but I decided TASM looked better. Yes. So we have that, and then we'll run hashmap create down here in the main function. So yeah, we do if hashmap create initial size. And actually, I'll put the initial size in here. That doesn't need to be global. And we'll pass the hashmap TAS. Yeah, I just like TASM. It should be TAS or TAS or something like that, but I don't really care. If it's not equal 0, then actually I should probably do something a little bit more like this. So like hashmap air equals that, and then assert hashmap air equals 0 and did not initialize hashmap. So this, yeah, it's an assert because if that happens, it shouldn't happen. It's basically is why. So oh yeah, this doesn't need to be here. Okay, so that should create the hash map now, and then we can place something in the hash map. So this is they give me the key for the hash map. So this is what we are placing. We actually don't want to do that yet because we do want to get the next string. So let's actually print what we get from def. And I do need a little bit of error handling there, but won't worry about it yet. We do need assert.h. Assert.h. Alright, so let's see. Yep, alright, so that won't actually work. So let's see. The terminal got too big, so I'm gonna exit. Yes. In here, this needs to be like that, I suppose. Whoops. Mess that up. There we go. Alright, so yeah, we build it now. It should work. And then, alright, now we have problems. Did I? So, it doesn't actually get the definition properly. So why is that? It's actually, so it tries to print it. Speaking of assembly, I made this thing a bit ago. Asimer, let me take a look at that. Alright. Asimer. Web server, okay. Simple web server. Alright. That is Soding. He did a stream on web development and assembly not too long ago. Very cool stream. Yeah, so let's see. Only supports that. Okay. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So this serves index.html, which is, yeah, okay, that's pretty simple. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. An LD in your path. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I will take a look at that as well because I would like to test that out. Yeah. So this is not working. The definition does not work. So it must not be alphanumeric. Serving JavaScript with assembly. It all goes back to JavaScript. So yeah, so I think we might be going one too far. If I get rid of that, we're just calling that error twice. That's okay. Whoops. So then that works. So we do just need to iterate it once. Why is that? I guess it's because it gets iterated. Okay, yeah, because it iterates to the end there. So that makes sense actually. Yes, that makes sense to me. Basically, yeah, what's happening is here we iterate to the end, and then when it's not. So that's when we get to the white space actually, is when this ends. So that's why we only need to do one more plus plus. So that is working actually. So now we can do the same thing here. And then we're gonna basically do the same thing, except it is going to be a little bit different. So it's gonna be, it can be anything basically, any text that is in there up until the new line. So basically, get def. Well, it's not really. One of my friends talked about the sorting stream, and I decided I'll make my own, but with gas and actually have it read a file and stuff. What is gas? G assembly. Oh yeah. So I don't know a whole lot. Oh, GNU assembler. Okay. Yes, I knew that. I heard about that at one point, but I didn't remember what it stood for. Yes. That's very cool though. I've not actually tried that. Should probably try that at some point. Yes. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do get yeah. So it's not really the def. What is comes with GCC? Yeah. All the assembly that I've done is NASM, so which it is what it is. Yeah. So what is the term for this when like? Because for this, basically the value. I guess we'll call it that. I might figure out something better eventually. But yeah, so basically we're just gonna go through while it is not a new line and it's not the end of the string. So while buffer index does not equal new line and buffer index does not equal the end of string character, then yeah, we're gonna do this. So this could actually, we probably will need to reallocate the size of this. Yeah, so that's not quite good, but all right, yeah, and then we set that at the end. That is good. So this should generate now the. I will change the word. I can clearly replace this, I believe. Yeah, so 49 to 58. And then, yeah, we'll just replace word with, let's see, what are we replacing with? Value. Yeah. And there is some other ones. There we go. This actually needs to be value as well. And this. And let's see, I think that's it. So that should work now. Oh yeah, and then we'll return value. So we'll do set value equal to that. Getting a bit of nested indentation here. There might be some ways to clean it up a bit. Value equals get value, buffer, and index. Same thing. Index. Okay. And let's actually print the value and see what we get. So, use variable def. That's okay. All right, 10. So that is what we want. But then if we do something like push 15, pop 12, then it should get all of that. Okay, so that is good actually. That is what I wanted to happen. So now we can get the value and we get the def. So let's actually do def is that, and then value is that. And we'll print out the def as well as the value. Need a comma there, and build that. And there we go. So n is that. That is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, n is 15. And then we have, that's basically all we need for the hash map. So we can place that in the hash map. So this is how we do that actually. So yeah, we'll do int hash map or put error equals hash map put hash map, and we are going to pass the definition as the key sterling of depth, as well as pointer to that. So yeah, value. Yeah, and then if put error. Alright, actually this can be an assert as well. Assert put error equals 0. Could not place into hash map. So yeah, that shouldn't happen. That just means there's some error with stuff. So that should be good. Then that should place it in the hash map. Let me make sure it compiles. And then if I run it, yeah, okay. So that should be good now. So now we should have that in the hash map. I suppose I should probably test that. Yeah, so let me see. So I get something from the hash map. Yeah, I'll just copy this for right now. And then if I go here, then that. Yeah, actually, let's paste it a little weird. This doesn't need to be in there. Neither does that. It was just these. Okay, so this can actually, yeah, void const element. I think I should make this a character equals hash map get and n, whoops, n, and then sterling n. Yeah, and then if null, then I give it 1, because it shouldn't be null. Get rid of that. And then we should be able to just print the element, actually. So that should work, assuming I did it all correctly. And it didn't print. So, generated a.out. I think that I messed something up. What is a.out? Not sure what generated that actually. Oh, that was when I ran the assembly. Okay. Yeah. So let me see. So that seems to not work. So it did not get the element properly. Does it need to be a void? And then we do. Yeah, I know that's not what it was. That's not right. Okay, so that should be working though. So perhaps it is actually because of the let's try doing this up here actually with the value itself. So whoops. Alright, yeah. And then instead of n, we'll just put, yeah, so then it's exactly the same. And that should work though. Okay. So actually I was doing that before that's what the problem is. Yeah, okay, I'm just stupid. Did it before I called this function actually. So it should actually work down here. 15. Yeah, so that, let's get rid of that. Yeah. So if I try this one more time, let's see. And then I move this down here where it's supposed to actually be, then it should work. So I made it stupid. That's my bad. Pass n in there. This can be, go back, and I missed this one again. All right, there we go. And now that should work. And this should be able to actually be a character. Whoops. All right, and now if I run it, and it works. Okay, so that is good. So we did actually successfully place it in the hash map. So now, basically we need to, we want to ignore that, and we're going to make a new output string, essentially. So we can do that here. Here, output. And we'll 0, or we'll null. Try to do that null. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe not. Alright, we'll just start with that. And that should be good enough to start, and then we can adjust that later. But then basically we want to place everything else in here. Except when we encounter this, we want to place the value that is stored in the hash map instead of the actual value there. So yeah, basically we just need to do we need to do get word on the entire thing on each different iteration of it. So here, so that's after placing it in the hash map. So then here, after all this, yeah, so we'll just check if it's in the hash map. Let me see here. So we'll go through and then we'll do else if, that's what I meant to do. Else if upper index equals or is alpha. Is alpha. Then yes, we want to basically get word and then check if it's the definition. So and then if yeah, should we make a request to the hash map each time? That's probably a good idea. Probably what we'll have to do actually. Yeah, basically we can leave this same thing here. And then we'll just use word in here. Because that is what we are encountering so far. So yeah, so then we get the element, and then if not element, then there's an error. So actually, no, there's not an error. We do that. So if there's not the element, actually we just want to check if there is element. Otherwise, we can just continue. Make me want to make my own assembler. Well, my assembler is just to a virtual machine bytecode. It's not like to actual machine code. That'd be pretty cool. I would like to do that at some point. But it's like making a programming language, except it's kind of simpler almost because it's more procedural. I'm not sure that's the right word necessarily, but yeah, it was quite fun doing, and it's still actively being developed, so it is quite fun, I suppose. Yeah, so if element, then that means that we have that. So we do want to do stuff. So do stuff, and we have weird stuff. Let me see. I think it's my NeoVim has been. Can I do that? Okay, failed to install stuff. Probably get rid of that then. Perhaps it will work now. Do stuff. Alright, I might need to reset. Okay, it doesn't like stuff. Alright, let me just exit out of this really quick. And then we'll go back and do here. Now, can I do stuff? Okay, that's better. Okay, hopefully it works now. Where was I doing? It was down here. Do stuff. So I need to do stuff here. It doesn't like the comment. Is that what it is? Wait. Okay, I'm not sure what that's all about. I should probably look into that. Okay, so if element, otherwise we can just continue. So, yeah, I think it should just continue on its own. So this should, yeah, unusual log, that's okay. Alright, so it does continue. We can actually, we'll leave that one there. We don't need to print add here though, because we do know that is working. So let me open up the, oops. No, I need to do that. And I'll open up the file so we can modify it quickly and see what's going on. So let's see here. Let's see what I need to do. So could not place in the hash map. So if there's the element, that means it works. So everything else we want to, let's see. Yes, let's C++. Let's not do that. Shouldn't do C++. Yeah. So basically we want to place the word into the output. Yeah, so let's do output index. C++, you animal. No. Well, CPP, not C++. CPP is C preprocessor. C++ is C++. I did say C++ though, so I guess that doesn't work. That's alright. That's nasty. I should probably censor that. I don't have a censor thing, so can't do that. But I should set that up just so I can say it and then censor it. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we basically want to place it into there. Uh-huh. So I think we can do, let's see. Int temp, okay. And then we'll pass the temp index into here. So otherwise, with everything else, we want to basically set output index equal to buffer index. So yeah. So here we do want to set index equal to temp index, and that should basically skip over some of the words. So we do need to iterate output index. If I go to here, so yeah, along with this we'll do output. I can type index plus plus. Yeah, and then we should be able to printf output, and I'll actually include a message. Output. There we go. All right, and if we run that, so output is weird stuff. So that didn't work. That is good. That's good to hear. Did not work. Actually, I might need to rethink some stuff. Rethink a couple of things. Okay, so let's see. So it output starts with at. We don't want at in there. So we don't actually want to do that first. We want to do that at the end. Alright, yeah, so that made it slightly better. Still not quite right. So push. Yeah, because it skips over that. And then print. And it does go too far. Uh-huh. That could be because of this though, actually. Let me do that to start. And then we can adjust it later. No. Okay, so that's not the problem. But it does. So this is printing here. So the 15 is not part of it. That almost works. It just seems to read too far. So that is because we don't want to iterate output index for this one. Yeah. Maybe this should be an else. No, okay, so that's actually even worse. Because that's not what we want exactly. Because we still want to do it for this. Just not for the first part. I might need to do this a different way than what I'm doing here. Alright, well let me put that back. Because the else doesn't work. Because that's not exactly what we want. So yeah, it reads too far because of this. Because we're iterating it here, but we don't want to do that. So let's see. Alright, well here we want to set we set that, so it should so we want to read that. This is not what I'm gonna do, but we do remove and then we iterate it here. Well, I guess yeah, that's not gonna work out. What's a good way to do this? Leave that, and then also do it there. Okay, still goes a little too far. So why is that? Because of this, perhaps. Actually. Yeah, it doesn't like my comment. Whoops. Okay, that's actually not right. Still. Then when you get the N, it still goes too far, though. Mm-hmm. But if this doesn't read anything. So that's actually not right. Trying to think what is a good way to go about doing this. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So what do we want to do? So I'm gonna work through it. So here, yeah, we do all that, so we don't need to really worry about that. Then in here, we set a temporary index, because we don't want to iterate the main index. Do we want to? We want to set. So this isn't right because this is working with the whole word at a time. So that's why that's not working properly, because we don't want to do that. So we want to, if it's a word that is not in the hash map, we want to add it there. So that is the else, right? So if I get rid of this entirely, yeah, okay, so that's not actually right. So most of it is set in there. So now it's going to do it twice, and it's going to cause some weird stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we need to so we want to set everything. Let's see. How can we do that? If we just have everything in here. So this we skip over. And if this was just index, well, this is actually going to have some problem because we are setting that thing. This needs to be actually, there we go. Yeah, so then we just get the N. So we want to basically do the opposite of that. Because yeah, we set that there and then. So we don't want to do that. That's why I created the technique. Yeah, and actually keep removing that. So we want, okay. So, I'll put index. Very engaging content right now. Okay. So, want to set if we want to skip over this. So we do. Alright, this is gonna. That's subtracting twice, right? What is that? Alright, that doesn't work. Yeah. That's gonna put it negative actually. Then it does weird stuff. That's not what I want. So actually, how many times do we do this? 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so that actually cuts stuff off. So I was thinking that would move it back some. But because we do iterate it here, it should just be one iteration though, because we do go through it. And we go through this whole thing, right? Because we check the next one and then check the next one. It's kind of like a parser, lexer and a parser in one. Forget what stage of the parser it is. Crazy question. What music are you into? I don't know. I don't really listen to music a whole lot. Like think about it. Kind of just whatever is whatever's playing on the radio or whatever. Which I know not really a popular opinion to have, but yeah. So I apologize that is not what you wanted to hear. Yeah. Okay. So we're going through this part, and then we iterate it here like that. So we are accessing out of bounds because we are iterating output index. Let's print output index. Get some information. Oops. Output index. Output index. And I cannot type at all. Actually, I'm going to do this at the top because you have a sample of the macro syntax. Yes, actually, I can show that. If you'll give me a moment. I have it in here. So basically, it's just an @ symbol. Yeah, and then def to define. Basically very similar to what the C preprocessor works as. And then you can put the label, name, or whatever you want to call it, and then anything you want in there afterward. And then it goes up until the new line, and it will take all of that. And then yeah, so basically this example here just defines n is 15, and then this will replace it as n. Then it's def or def. Def. Did I say it? Well, def is pronounced differently, but def and def, or I don't know. Words are confusing. Yeah, and then also import, just imp, and then just a file path, something like that. Basically is what I'm going for. Right now I'm working on just the macro constant things like this. And then I'll get to the including files afterward. But yeah, so that is the syntax basically. Or det. Yes. Det. So for define, but it's just det because that's shorter, and then it's not exactly the same as C preprocessor, you know. Yeah. So that's what I'm going for. Yes. So basically what I'm doing now is trying to create the output string essentially. Nice, thank you. Yeah, trying to create the output string. And basically the problem I'm having is it is going out of bounds. So that is what I was testing actually. So if I run this, then we do get the output index. So yeah, so we can see what it's supposed to be. So we're supposed to skip this one. So then we have one, or how many is this? How many characters? What does this say? It doesn't, so it's just 3 down 1, and then 7, that's 8, plus 6, okay. At least it's not public static main string args. Okay, yeah, so what was that, 8 plus 6, I think, so yeah. Okay, so that is 1 too high, it looks like. What if we do, no, 2 too high, no, 1, yeah, so 1 too much. Actually 2 probably, because I don't know, because we iterated again, so that is, yeah, but we don't set it again. So, and let's also print the actual character. Yeah, output index, and that's not right, because I need to do that. So let's print each individual character separated by a new line, right here. And actually, that's gonna be separated by a few. Yeah, let me get rid of this one. And there we go. Okay, so yeah. So the first few characters are white space. First 4. So that is actually, So I think we get this one, and then this, and then there's two new lines. So I think that is right. Cause yeah, well this would be a, I don't know. All right, push. Okay, because we want to keep all the spaces and everything intact. So we do want to include that. That's why it's, otherwise it'd be a bit easier because we could just set the word. Yeah, and then we have 3 white spaces there. So yeah, because we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because there's the new line and that. Yeah, because that is. I guess that's select. All right, yeah. So we have the 1, 2, and then new line. So that should be correct actually. And then print. So actually, how many is this? That's 16. So why do we have this extra stuff? Do we need to actually set output index? Is char star pronounced as car star or char star? I like char star, but I think car star is a valid pronunciation. Do we need to do this actually? Alright, so we still do have that extra stuff that we have here, but that is better because we don't, because we are actually setting the end of the string. So that's part of what the problem was. Char star. Yeah, so my opinion is char star, by the way. I want to be very clear about that. Char star. So then we still do have the extra. So that actually causes problems because we were trying to set. How much is the char party paying you for pushing this pro-char agenda? The same amount as that HTMX is paying all the influencers to hype it up, the influencer money. If that's something that any of you are following. A lot of money though. Lot of money. Yeah, so so we still have this extra stuff from this. Okay. So let me print it out again. And I'll do it after here. So we're gonna miss the first one, but that's okay. So yeah, we have 1, 2, all the way to 16. So that is what we get to. And we don't want 16. Because that is 5, 4. Okay, also, is it char star ident or char star ident? I was taught it was supposed to be pronounced care as it is short for character, but who actually cares? Well, it's short for it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be pronounced that way. It should really be pronounced the way it's spelled, right? So like char or car, I think would be valid. Yes, as long as it is the correct use. Also, for the identifier thing, the question that you had, I like it like that. That is my preferred way, which, you know, there is like a reason for that. So like character or character. Character. I don't know. That's very confusing stuff. But yeah, hand. So this, you know, you have this, and then that's sort of the official reason or whatever that you're not supposed to do it this way, because then this first one is a pointer. I think that's right. And the second one is not. So then you can fix it by doing something like that or whatever. That's not why. I just like it better separated like this. But I could see that. I don't know. It's all valid. Very important questions being tackled here though. Now I keep losing my focus. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That is fair. Okay, so yeah, now we have these two extra things here. So this is actually because index is overflowing. Let's see what index is actually. Let's just print index here. So yeah, it goes to 26. So let's see. I don't remember how many characters we. Let's see what the length actually is of. We do have the length. So this should probably be is, well, index is less than, yeah, let's actually do that. Well, index is less than length. Yeah, and then we can just pass the length into here. Because we set the length, but then I never actually used it because I forgot about it. But yeah, so there might be some errors now. Alright, where is that at? 127? Oh, you know what? That's not right. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it up here. Whoops. Alright, so let's see. Just looks better. So there we go. That actually fixed all our problems because of that. So now excuse me. Yeah, so now I want to set that. I got rid of that, but I still want. Okay, and if we run this, okay, so that's what we want. And then right here, we want to set it as the value of element, essentially. So for in I equals 0, I is less than len of element. Also, do you put that when the if has only one statement following? Yes, always do that. It makes it, in my opinion, a lot clearer. If you do, yeah, if you do it like this and you only have one thing here, whatever it is, that I like that a lot better than for whatever I agree until you are defining function pointers. Oh yeah, okay, that's about the point thing. Yeah, this I hate this because then it's more work to tell when it ends and stuff. Yeah, I always do with that. Yeah. So I was less than that. Yes. Okay, so that's what I was doing with the char star, car star, care star. Okay, so let's see where. So what was I doing in here? Yeah, I'm setting basically output index, all of the star, equals element I. And I think that'll work. And we have to do output index plus plus. So let's see. That size t. Alright, yeah. So I can make this size t because it's never gonna be. That should still work. And now if we run that, push 15. Okay, so that's actually what we want. Holy moly. So yeah, actually let me get rid of this one because we don't need that anymore. That was just for testing purposes. Yeah. Okay. So we have 2 white space. That's what we wanted actually, because we do want to just leave a white space here because that makes the lines better. And then replace it. So if we change this to asd, then it should not replace that. We didn't need to rebuild it. Yeah, it becomes push n. But then if we make this asd, it should be. I didn't even rebuild it again. Push 15. Okay. And if we change this to push 5 pop print, something like that. And then we just type as there. And there we go. Push 5 prompt print. Okay, so that seems to be working actually. There's probably some edge cases that I could test. Where it wouldn't work. If we do this, it shouldn't work. Should not work. And it does that. Okay, so I don't want that to happen. So why does that happen? That's kind of weird. So there shouldn't. So what is the cause of it? So let's print what the word is here actually. Word is word. And then we can see what it is generating here. Word, oh okay, so it goes, oh okay. I see what the problem is. So we actually, this is pretty inefficient. I'm glad I noticed this. Yeah, because we go through and then we see that. So that's what the issue is actually. So what happens if we make this index now? Yeah, then it doesn't work. So we don't want to skip over it. So that's why I had that. But we do want to. Yeah, so this is a problem. This is a problem indeed. I had a dream that I was in this medieval fantasy world and there was this staircase that people were going up, but there was nothing up there, and the people were going in a loop. Infinite staircase, you mean? Like, I mean, everyone's seen this already, but yeah, might not come up. Yeah, let's go to this. Google. Yeah, like this. It was like this. Is this what you mean, or they were going up and then coming back down, just like a regular staircase? Yeah. So I get rid of that next. Yeah, okay. So we don't want to get rid of it. We do want to skip over that. Staircase had like 3 levels, but the people were just going up and down. Okay, that's a bit weird. So we want to. I think what we can do here actually is else we can do this. But instead of element, we do word. Okay, so that is better now, but does it still work like this? Okay, so yeah, that is more like what I want. And if we do something like this, I think that'll still work because it's not. Gotta go, but I'll drop a follow and maybe catch you again later. Okay, thank you for following. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you watching as well. Also, I got stabbed in the throat by something. That's not good. Yeah. Ooh, that does put a space at the end because of the because I have a space there. If I get rid of that, it shouldn't do that. Yes. Okay. So that'll actually work. That's pretty good actually. So yeah, if it is surrounded by anything that is not alphanumeric or alpha. Gmos6, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right. Hello there. How are you doing? Yeah. So that is working now actually. So this is basically a working preprocessor. That's not right. I was with someone else and we were searching those like keys to something. Just Gmos. Okay, Gmos. Or Gmos. Alright, and let's see. So yeah, so that works now. That is functional. And no, the first one. Okay, Gmos. Hello there. General Kenobi. Okay, yeah, so that is working. So that's pretty cool actually. This is Gmos. This is functioning properly as a preprocessor. For definitions like this. So next is import. Okay, yes. So this is kind of dirty. I should probably clean some stuff up and add some error handling. Basically, let's see. I can get rid of this comment. So let's sort of talk about what we're doing here. So set a temp index because we don't want to iterate index here. Error handling. Yes, we are handling the error, not errors. Error. Okay. Yes. So, alright, let me take a look at what we're doing. So, let's see. Got distracted by the error. So we can get rid of that. We don't need, whoops. Alright. So, I'm going to add some comments so it's clear what I'm doing because it's kind of a weird thing. Yeah. So basically, if found in hash map, set the element value instead of the word value. And then here, else if not, whoops, see, it doesn't like my comments. Set the word value, whoops, yeah, instead of element. Not sure what's up with that. Whenever I do comments, I need to figure that out. But yeah, so now that's a bit clear because that's kind of some weird stuff that we're doing. And here, that's pretty clear what else is going on here. So I think, let me run this now. Let me build it and run it. So that is good. And then we can just sort of do something like this and then test dot out. And then if we can't test dot out, then that is what we want. So that's sort of how we can use that as a command line tool. But I said this at the beginning. Basically, I want it to be a header only library. So any C project I'm doing, I can just include it and then use it as a preprocessor. But then also have a command line utility that I could use, which uses the header only library and makes it basically like this. So we don't necessarily want to print it out right now, or we do want to right now, but in the future we're going to change that. Once I have it implemented to what I need right now, I'll convert it to be header only. Yes indeed. So let's see, we are doing that. Yeah, I can move that out because I don't need it. So I think we can, let me open get ignore. I know that needs to be dot get ignore, but to open it here I need to do it like this. So just don't go back. So yeah, main, and that's all we can ignore right now, I think. Yeah, so and then I'll move get ignore to dot get ignore. And then I can move test.tats in as well. Dot files are a scam. What do you mean by that exactly? What's wrong with that? Oh, because they're invisible kind of thing, or something committed. Yeah, so implemented support for definition of compile time macros. Well, not really compile time. Of macros. I suppose I would say that. I'm not sure exactly what the plugging up all my directories. Oh yeah, because every program creates them. Yes. I do know what you mean by that. Yeah, the home folder just becomes a mess. Next, we need to implement importation of files. Importation. Alright, so I'll push that actually. Okay, and that should be up now. Bash, still with the .bash rc. Okay, I should probably add a readme. Very important question. What shell do you use? Bash. Basically there's bash, zsh, or fish, right? Those are like the big ones that people use. But fish isn't POSIX compliant or whatever, so I don't know. Yeah, bash. I prefer it. Nothing wrong with any other ones though. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Whoops, I don't need to push that again. We need to do that. I want to run that. File not found. Okay, because I removed the file actually. So don't need to bin that. Let me just test that. And here, doesn't exist anymore, but let's, yeah. I'm a fish kind of guy. I've never actually used fish, so I don't know what it's like. Is it good? Like, is it better than Bash? Well, I guess better, but yeah. Def is 100 and then print push def, and yeah, yes, right. Okay, there we go. Close the get ignore. Well, I might be a bit biased. Why is it biased? Just because you like it, or? Okay, so that is all working, and that's very cool. But yes, it's absolutely better. Alright, now I gotta check it out. Sidetrack, but fish shell. Let's look at that. I don't even think I have it installed. Just be fit. Yeah, I don't have it. I'm not gonna install it now, but I'll look at some of the syntax. Which completely unrelated, but alright, so yeah. So what makes it better? Like, Fish. Let's look at some scripts. Maybe this would be good too. Yeah, let's see. Do they have some good scripts made with it? Okay. There's probably examples in here. Perhaps. Maybe not. Tests. Alright, Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I'll look at that some more later. I have heard of it. I just don't know much about it. And now it's got big because I. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So what am I? So I need to now import, add import. So let me just test2.test. So then I'll actually go ahead and create that. Touch test2.test. There we go. And now I'll open that up. And then in here, yeah, so we want something like that, def and 100. And then we probably wouldn't want n, but that's okay. And then here we can put n. So yeah, basically the way I want this to expand is basically it will become it'll take all the contents of that file and place them in here, but also go over them like how it does. Basically just extending it. But it'll be something like this. So you'll have an at in the output file. This is what it will have. And then we'll have the file name, right? So, and then also the line number, right? And then we'll have all the contents of that, def, that, whatever. Just like that. And then at the end of it, it goes back to this, and then the main file, and then the line number that it's at. So 5, whatever it is. That's basically, so we'll need to keep track of line numbers. That's basically what I want. Alright, so that is the goal. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today, though. I will add a readme, actually. Fish. And let me look at this real quick. Echo hello world. Okay. So that's, I don't want to read through all that. I just want to look. Alright, remove. Okay. Quotes. Actually, yeah, special characters or spaces stuff. Okay, that's all good. Grep. Alright, more examples. Escaping characters. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Vertical tab. Hexadecimal number. Okay. Yeah, so. Okay. That includes it. Alright. Okay. Okay. Is there an example for this? Okay, standard error. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I should go over this. I don't think I'd use it. Is it? It's still not. It's not like POSIX, right? Can't spell. That was the problem that I heard with it. Is that it's not that like in. Which that's not obviously a big deal, but. Okay, yeah. Alright, yeah, it's not. Yeah, yeah. That was just the main thing that I heard about. Like, I heard about it a few years ago or whatever. Yeah. I might try it out. I might try it out. Yeah. Not too different though. So pointing strips is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so let me just touch, readme. So I will add that quickly. Let's see. Save this. Yeah, so let me just open the readme. Yeah, so basically, tip. Yeah, I'll do titanium preprocessor. That's what it's called. So, a preprocessor for my virtual machine languages. Well, for now, it's just the virtual machine assembly. That's basically what it is. Only supports, or basically, goal. Basically, all I want to support right now, at least, is import and definition. So current support is def n100, right? Yeah. So something like definitions. I can't type at all. Definitions. Alright. And then we also have target support is imports at imp element. Like that. It doesn't like that, but that's okay. So that's sort of what we're looking for. I think that's good enough for now. maybe I'll put a link to this to the Tim repository. Whoops. There we go. So that's what it is. Yeah. So that should be good, I think. Yeah. So I can go ahead and add that now. Added the. Okay, so yeah, that should be up here now, and it should be a README. Yeah, and then we have the link to that. Current support, definitions, target support. Yeah, all right, it could be formatted a little better. So this is much like hashtag include. Yeah, so the C preprocessor. I can show an example of that quickly. I'll exit out of this. Yeah. All right, yeah. So basically, yeah. So just in here you have include file, right? File dot whatever. It can be anything. And then also there's define and 100, right? And then print n. This isn't valid, but whatever. And then if we, let's see. Yeah, so let me then file.txt now. And in here we can just put define whatever is 100, right? Do something like that. Then if we run cpp, and then cpp.txt, then this is what it outputs, right? So it's very similar to this. That's basically what I'm doing. This is the C preprocessor is what. It's not C++, C preprocessor. And then this runs basically whenever you compile a C program. So that is how this all works. So yeah, that's basically is what I'm building. I could use this if I wanted to, but I'd rather build my own. And I already have half of what I wanted. So I mean, it needs further testing, but mostly work. But yeah, so you get the idea of this. And yeah, this includes from the file. All that stuff. Yeah. So that is what I am doing. Yes. Yeah. So I can actually I pushed that already. So I think, yeah, I think that is going to be it. So I thank all of you for watching. And hopefully I see you next time. So tomorrow. Oh, hang on. If loops, functions, etc. all end with n. There's inbuilt functions for doing a lot of stuff, like setting environment variables or adding stuff to path and other stuff. But the main highlight is the indirect loops. It has really nice completions and suggestions that work for arguments for programs. All right, well, I will definitely try out the fish shell. Yes, good night, everyone. If it's nighttime for you or whatever time it is for you, good morning, good night, good evening, all that stuff. Yes, so I will see you next time. Goodbye.